So as you can see, I've fitted a heat jacket for the turbo. I've wrapped the downpipe. I've applied some reflective heat shield tape to some of the components that go near the hot bits. We've got our recirc valve in situ, boost controller all plumbed in, and then just a couple of elbows down to the MAF sensor and a little cone filter with a shield on, just so that it's only dragging air in from the cold end, and just took the the underbonnet insulation off in case things get a bit hot, which they shouldn't do, but you never know. And just to protect the paintwork, I've just put a coating of fiberglass and aluminium matting on the back of the bonnet, so that should now go well. I've been driving around on stock turbo boost in the sense that it's just been running off the wastegate, which I believe is set to 7 psi, so the footage you've seen up to now is just 7 psi. And now I've got the boost controller fitted, I'm going to set that to run at about 15 to 18 psi and see how I feel with how it's running at that. So I'll take it for a spin and see what the difference is. But up to now it's been a lot more lively, even on just 7 psi. And with this recipe, minus the intercooler, I haven't upgraded the intercooler yet, that's next to come. This recipe should yield 300 horsepower. That's going to be at the crank, not at the wheels, but also that recipe involves like a 19T or a 20T turbo, whereas this is quite a bit bigger. So providing the injectors are up for it and the mapping's been done correctly, it should be able to produce more power, so potentially getting towards 300 at the wheels. It probably will need a bigger / more efficient intercooler to achieve that, but any level of extra fun is a bonus at the moment, so we'll do things in steps and make sure I'm happy with everything before I carry on. So yeah, let's get it set up and go for a few drives and see how it goes from here. So as you can tell, everything was going great, and I was really happy with how the car was performing. I was obviously going to chase it for a little bit more power. Was being the operative word there, because I was just, I'd organised a clutch and flywheel fitting session to be done at a friend's garage, because it's always better to do that on a ramp. That was the one that I unboxed from Classic Swede, and it was light and flywheel and a single mass flywheel conversion with a clutch that will take all the extra power. And this one does at the moment, but I can't see it hanging on much, not once I get the, should I say, I couldn't see it hanging on much, not once I got the fine tuning done on the boost controlling. However, unfortunately, the story of this vehicle, it has come to an end. Because a couple of days ago, I was driving along and someone pulled out on me, and I managed to stop. I was driving sensibly because it was on a public road, so I'm not one of these people who go speeding everywhere and, you know, driving like a maniac on public roads. That's what racetracks are for. That's what private land is for. However, someone decided to pull out on me, so I had to slam on, and I managed to stop without hitting them because, you know, I was only doing 30, so it was pretty easy to stop. But it kind of annoyed me, so it wasn't great. But unfortunately, the van that was behind me, when I say van, it was a long wheelbase flatbed transit double cab. Probably as big as you can get without calling it a lorry. That behind me couldn't stop in time and unfortunately shunted into the back of me. So I'll post some pictures, well, a picture of the damage at the end of this clip. But in the meantime, you know, I was thinking about trying to repair it, and then obviously I've had to consult the insurance of the vehicle that hit me. They have automatically declared the car as a total loss, and although that doesn't necessarily mean much these days, I feel like once an engineer gets to it and sees it, they're probably going to condemn it, because so it's had a rear end hit, and now the back door is basically stuck shut. It's like completely stuck. So as you can see, it sort of hits the panel, that's not right, and up here it's not square. Down here it's sticking out. That tells me, and just there's something up here to confirm it, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a crease just there. The roof's creased, so obviously that means that the whole body has been moved, the back end of the body has been shunted forward and crumpled, which is, you know, that's structural damage on a level that just really wouldn't be worth trying to fix. Back bumpers hanging off. I've had to put a cover on. Tailgate's knackered, light's knackered. You can't open the tailgate. The bumper's obviously busted. The boot floor will be knackered. The chassis rails are probably crumpled. So yeah. You can't have anything nice these days, can you? I mean, after putting all this time and effort into this car and trying trying to start off with a very clean example and keep it in the condition I bought it in, and you know, do it justice with some decent modifications, but not too distasteful. Obviously everyone's got their opinion. For that to happen, it's not ideal. Understatement of the century. So yeah, I'm walking away now. You know, I can't fix that. It's not worth anyone's time and money to fix that. Would it be alright as a track slag? Yeah, I guess it still runs and drives. I mean, the geometry's probably out a little bit, and I don't know how safe it is, but for some people that's not an issue, and it's certainly going to be more solid than some track cars out there. But you know, unfortunately, that's going to be the end of Project Turbo Brick. Yeah, don't really know what else to say on that. It was so much more fun to be had, and it just didn't happen. And I have zero enthusiasm. Yeah, just wiped out my my enthusiasm. All the time I spent on it for nothing. It's pretty soul destroying. So you know, you just never know when something's going to happen to you. You know, it was always a case of, oh, am I going to be careful with it? You know, keeping it in good condition, and I had confidence in myself to look after it. But what I didn't take into account is the chance of someone just coming out of the blue and writing it off. In a situation where all my concentration was taken up making sure I didn't hit someone else, so I wasn't even able to think to evade the situation. So you know, I got a pretty nasty jolt from that accident, and I'm now going to have another claim on my record, even though it's another non-fault claim. You still get penalised for having non-fault claims. So there's not much positivity at all. I can't think of a single thing really, apart from the fact that I'm okay, and it wasn't my fault. So yeah, you may see this somewhere in future, but very, very doubtful it will be on the road. Let's finish where we started, shall we? Episode 1. We panned down to the vehicle from the sky, back up to the same angle of the sky.